so the Most High is making a pledge. And Yah Most High is making a personal guarantee. He says, thus says Yahweh, I will return. Okay. I put italics for I will return because I'm letting you know what he's making his promise about. I'm going to return Yaakov's captives to their tents. That's a promise. I will take pity on his dwellings. That's a promise. Cities will be rebuilt on their own tails. That's the promise. With palaces where they used to be. From them will come thanks what? Giving. Who's that? Who do you think that is? What tribe is that coming from? We just went over it. Thanksgiving. When you think about Thanksgiving, you should be thinking about who?
Judah.
Think about Yehuda. Thank you. And the sound of people celebrating. Because that's what, remember? So the hands are used for thanksgiving and celebrating, not for sin. I will, that's another promise, increase them. Who's increase? Whose name means increase or add? Which one of the brothers? This is Yehuda. Think about your Torah portion. To approach. Whose name is increase?
Joseph. Yosef.
There you go. Yosef. Okay. So we see Yosef and Yehuda in Yah's promise. See that? They will not be decreased. I will honor them, and they will not be despised. That's a promise. You see? And so what they're doing here, everyone, is they're approaching Yah. They're coming close to Yah. Okay? Their children will be as they used to be. Whose children? The children of Israel. Their community confirmed in my presence because they've approached Yah. And I will, another promise, punish everyone who oppresses them. Their leader will be one of their own. Who? The children of Israel. Their ruler will come from among them. I will cause him to come close and let him approach me, Nagash. Come close, Nagash. For otherwise, who would guarantee his heart enough to approach me? So, someone is coming out with the children of Israel out of the tents of Jacob. I'm going to cause them to have a ruler who will come from among them when I take them back out of their exile. And I will cause him, this individual who's going to be a ruler, to come close to me. And I'm going to let him approach me. I'm going to let him Nagash, like Yehuda approached Joseph. Go, please, master, can I come close to you so I can talk to you privately? Otherwise, who would guarantee? Who do we know made a guarantee? Who did we just find out made a guarantee to his father?
Yehuda.
Yehuda made a guarantee to his father that he would take responsibility. So we know that the individual, this ruler, is going to come out of Yehuda. He's going to guarantee, that means he's going to exchange his mind. Okay? Who would exchange his mind? That's a heart. Enough to approach me. The individual that has to come to Yah has to be from the tribe of Yehuda, and he has to exchange his mind for Yah's mind. The guarantee is the pledge, is to give an exchange. Just like Yehuda said, I'll take responsibility and I'll exchange myself for anything that happens. So this ruler is going to be the one who's going to come and who's going to have this type of mind. Okay? The mind that the Most High is talking about is not the down below mind, the Yah changes, is the one of the individual who takes care of the conscious mind. Remember, there's two minds. So the mind, the individual who's responsible here is not the one who does the deep work. He's the one who does the work that he's responsible for. Remember, Yehuda said, I'll take responsibility. This ruler right here has to take responsibility for his mind. And says, Yah says, who would guarantee his heart enough to approach me? Says Yahweh. Who would do this? So it's not only that the mind of the individual, of the ruler, has to be decided, like I'm going to exchange my mind, but also too, both minds that he has to be ready and willing to approach Yah. So the work has to be for someone who's out of the tribe of Judah. This ruler has to be someone who's exchanged his mind, and the second part of his second mind has already been done by Yah. So he's fully going to be available to Yah to say, here I am. Here I am now. Here I am now. That's my end. Then Yah says, you will be my people and I'll be your Elohim. So who is this ruler? Who do you guys think it is? Is it Christ of the New Testament? Because it's not, because he said that I know that you've heard it been said, but I say unto you. He had a different mind.
It has to be someone from the line of Yehuda who may even be alive right now.
Yes. Thank you. Because there's two tribes. That's what we've been talking about in our Torah portion. There's two tribes. Even in your Haftarah, there's two tribes. The word of Yahweh came to me, you human being, take one stick and write on it for Yehuda. That's the first tribe. And those join with him. Okay? He's the stick and the people of Israel. Next, take another stick and write on it for Yosef, the stick of Ephraim. Because Yosef gave his stick to Ephraim, his son, and all the house of Israel who are joined with him. Two tribes. Finally, bring them together into a single stick. Okay, so you're going to bind them together so that they'll become one in your hand. Unification. When your people ask you what all this means, because he's saying you're doing this in front of them, you tell them that the master, Yahweh, says this. Remember, our Torah portion talks about a master. Our Torah portion talks about a father. The master's talking. This is what the master says. I will take the stick of Yosef, which is in the hand of Ephraim, because that's who he gave it to. That means his authority, his power, together with the tribes of Israel who are joined with him. Okay? But them together with the stick, okay, and put them together with the stick of Yehuda to make them into a single stick, and they will become one in my hand. So the thing is that when Yah is talking to Ezekiel, he says, put one in your hand. And when people ask you what you're doing, you say they're going to become one in my hand. So Yah is using Ezekiel, right? Because Ezekiel means he grabs hold. El grabs hold. So El is grabbing hold of the tribes. Okay. So when he grabs hold of the tribes, he's grabbing those sticks. Okay. And he's bringing them together as tribes, and all those are joined to them. And so he's using Ezekiel as himself, saying, when you put it in your hand, let the people know that I'm putting it in my hand. So Ezekiel's a sign. He's acting as if he's the Most High. Now, why would you need a stick in your hand? Why does he want one stick? The sticks are on which you are to write are to be in your hand as they watch. Then say to them, the master, Yahweh says, I will take the people of Israel from among the nations where they have gone and gather them from every side and bring them back to their own land. Okay. The reason why the Most High is using this allegory as a stick, or using an allegory of a stick, it's really a staff. Okay. And the staff is used as a, something that you walk with. Okay. Right. It's your power. Right. But the staff has to be in a what? Who carries the staff? Who usually carries the staff?
A shepherd.
The leader,
There you
teacher.
go. The shepherd. So the shepherd's saying, I want you to put that staff in your hand. I'm going to unite both of those tribes together, and everybody's joined with them. I'm going to put them in my hand. And now that the shepherd has it in his hand, he's going to start walking with the staff in his hand. The staff is used to lead, okay, and is used for guidance, okay, and is used for discipline, is used for authority, is used for power, okay. So I'm going to do all this because now that the staff is in my hand, that means that I have all the power over them and authority to lead and to guide them. Now I've decided to be back with them as their master and as their leader, okay? I've never left them as my children. I love them. But right now, they're not serving me. Not right now. They're not. Okay? Because when I'm your master, you'll know it. Okay? Just like the children of Israel, when they went to Joseph, they called him the master. Right? When did they recognize and realize that he was the master? Was it when they just came and said, hey, we can't give up our brother because our father will die? No. They became their master the moment they needed food and provision from him. You see? Right now, is the nation gathered in the house of Israel? Is everybody going back as a family and Yah providing for us?
No.
Who are you being fed by? Let's don't spiritualize it. Who's feeding us?
Yah is feeding us.
Yahweh.
Yeah, he's feeding us. But well, what did he tell Ezekiel about the food that you're eating? Remember he said, I need you to cook your food. What did he tell him to cook it with?
Was it dung?
Yes, it was human feces. And Yehuda said, Ezekiel said, no, I can't do that. No, please don't let me do that because I never had nothing unclean in my body. Yeah, I said, okay, do what the cow, do what the cow dung then. And the reason why he did the cow dung is because he said that the food of the children of Israel while they're in exile is going to be polluted. Okay. So yeah, Yah is feeding us. He's in control because he controls the nations. Right. But he's using them. They're in his power. They're not doing anything to us that he has not allowed them to do. They're feeding you and I. Okay. And they're feeding you trash. And they're feeding you stuff that's polluted and contaminated. Every bag of nuts that I have says, these bags might be subject to this, this, and this, and that. Well, read the ingredients on your packages. You know how many recalls they have on food lately? You understand? Your grain is contaminated. Everything, see, we don't understand what it is to be with Yah. So we think everything is like, this is from Yah. No, there's a separation. Yah is allowing them to feed you. Yes, Yah's given everything out here something to eat. But the fact of the matter is, are you eating Kadosh? Are you in a Kadosh environment? No. So we're not only talking about two minds, we're not only talking about two tribes, we're talking about two nations. I will make them one nation in the land. Okay? On the mountains of Israel, one king, this is the same part of our Haftarah, one king will be king for them, all of them. They will no longer be two nations, and they will never again be divided into two kingdoms. Okay? So when I brought those staffs together, I'm bringing the two nations together, and they'll never be divided again into two nations. Case in point is that right now, we're not echad. We're not echad. We're not echad. We're not unified. Okay? We're not unified as a family. So what it is right now is there's a breach inside of our family. Okay? Because of what? Because of the hatred that they have for their brothers. Because of the lies that they told their father. Several other reasons. Okay? But they're not unified. Okay? And so what we're finding now is that even in our Torah portion, the family got reunited and they brought the father there and Joseph's their master, which is giving us a picture of what Yah is talking about. When I bring you guys back and I'm able to provide for you, I'm going to do something for you to prove that you're with me. Okay. I'm going to prove to you that you're unified. Okay. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to make you no longer two nations. You're never going to be divided again. Your household will never be broken again. Remember, he says they're going to abide a certain way in the community. All your children in my presence, they're going to be a certain way. What he's saying is the only way that can happen is if I bring the two nations together, and I'm the one who's going to do it, and I'm going to be the one who's going to give you a king. Okay. And I'm going to explain this to you. Okay. Because Yah is our king, but he says, I'm going to give you a king. You're going to have one king. Because right now, there is no kings. They will never again defile themselves with their idols. Why? Where? Where are they at? They're among the nations. You and I right now are defiling ourselves with our idols. You say, well, I don't have any idols. Well, you have what they call a residual of idolatry in you because you haven't been 100% purified. I know, hey, we keep the Torah, we're purified. We keep the Shabbat, we're purified. We don't eat what they eat. We're purified. Yeah, that's in your eyes. You still don't understand the significance of who you really are. Yes, I got a question. Go ahead. Or is it a question or idols? Let me see. Oh, there you go. Look what Lucas put up. Or alt idols like movie stars. Yes. Yeah, they do come in many forms. Thank you, Lucas. How true is that? Okay. So you guys are contaminated. That's what we need to understand. Yah's telling us that you and I are defiled because you're very special to me. And when you start saying that you're not defiled, then you're calling me a lie. When you're saying that you're not defiled with your idols, yes, you are defiled with idols. Because everybody around you serves idols. Your job, your employment serves idols. The movies that you watch are idolatry. The people that you follow are idolatrous. The music that you listen to is idolatrous. You understand there's a separation that needs to be made. Right now, you're divided. So if Yah is our Elohim and we're serving him, there's not going to be any more division. That's what he's telling us. Also, too, these detestable things that we're talking about is a contamination. It's a contamination of the things that we're dealing with. Detestable. There's stuff that we have in front of us that we're not even aware of that's detestable. We're not even aware that's detestable to Yah. We serve a living Elohim or any of their transgressions. Okay? But I will save them, meaning I'll cause the salvation of them from all the places where they have been living and sinning. Everywhere you've been living, and everywhere you've been living, you've been sinning. Why? Because you've been exposed to these things. You and I just can't wash this off. Not with this water. You can't baptize yourself out of this. You can't pray yourself out of this. You can't do any of those things. Yahweh is the one who has to cleanse us from these things. Look at what he says. And I will cleanse them. Now, I'll pause right here. Stop right here. Do you want to think that you are going to do this? Or do you want to allow him to say that I'm going to cleanse you? Do you want him to get rid of your defilement and your idols, or do you want to?
I want him.
I want him. Is there a part of you that Yah showed us today that you don't know nothing about? Do you know that the unconscious mind about what we talked about earlier today? Those are where those detestable things are, because those detestable things are ideas. I can't reason why this pen is not working. Ideas. Oh my goodness, what's going on? Internet is mad at me. There's ideas. There's behaviors that you and I have that are detestable, that you know nothing about. In the deepest part of you, you and I don't even know. But, of course, if you have somebody die for your sins and tell you that all's good and it's all forgiven, you won't have to address none of this. Therefore, you won't wait for Yah to save you. You'll ask for somebody else to come and save you. And the person that saves you said, I'm going to forgive you of all your sins. You have nothing to worry about. So you don't have to worry about being cleansed. You don't have to worry about being defiled. You don't have to worry about the. So guess what you don't have to worry about? Huh? You don't have to worry about that second mind or the first mind. I got you covered. You don't have to worry about none of this. You don't have to take no responsibility for nothing. I got you. I got your cleansing. I'm going to do that on a cross, and you could do anything now. See, but God doesn't say that. God says this: I'm going to do all these things, and I will cleanse them so that they will be my people, and I will be their power. That word power there is Elohim. That's what Elohim means, power. So when Yah says that I will be their Elohim, I'm going to be their power, I'm going to be the power of everything for them. You don't have any power without Yah. That's what you and I don't get. That's what you and I don't get. We don't get that while you're in exile and while you're scattered to the four corners of the earth and while you're defiled in your idolatrous practices, that you don't have any power. Don't sit up here and lie and say you have power and you don't, because you can't defeat your enemies. You're still being oppressed. You're still being taken advantage of. You're still being robbed. You're still being mistreated. You're still being done dirty. But then you're going to say in front of the nations that I'm your power? So you're going to minimize my power to maximize your self-awareness of who you are and what you think you are because you have some type of accomplishment? Oh, no. All this happens when they will be my people. He's talking about the tribes. He's talking about the family of Israel. He ain't talking about the people who claim to be Israel. He's not talking about a few people here and there. He's not talking about a couple of people that do this and that. When Yah wants to restore our whole entire family, that's what he's talking about. And guess what? If one of us is not in that place with Yah, then none of us are. None of us. Yah's not going to leave any of us behind because he has some favorites, because he said you don't have any favorites. You understand? So Yah's letting us know what it is. Because Yah's going to give us what they call a shepherd king. My servant David will be king over them. And all of them will have one shepherd. King and shepherd going together. They will live by my rulings and keep and observe my regulations. Shepherd king. Tell me, how did the people of Egypt feel about shepherds?
They don't like them.
Oh, really? Did they eat with them?
No.
They despised them, didn't they?
Yes.
I wonder why. Huh. But yet, Israel went into Goshen and managed all the cattle and everything and became, they were gainfully employed. Israel is a bunch of shepherds. King David was a shepherd. King David is a shepherd. He's a shepherd king. So what does it tell us? It tells us that you and I have to have what they call flock mentality. You and I are in this to be shepherded. Yah says, I'm going to put that stick in my hand. So what is Yah's hand? Yah's hand is David. That's who his hand is. Because he's going to give them one shepherd, like they're going to have one king and they're going to have one shepherd. There'll be one stick in my hand. That hand is David, meaning that Yah is going to move David. Yah is the one who's moving David. Yah is the one who's going to work through David. They will live by my rulings and keep and observe my regulations because of David. They will live in the land I gave to Yaakov, my servant. Remember, he's a master. So Yaakov is his servant. Where your ancestors lived, they will live there, they, their children, their grandchildren forever. And David, my servant, will be their prince forever. So question is in one verse, in the same verse, he tells us he's a king over them. Then he tells us he's going to be a prince, a Nasi. Going back to establish that when the Most High sets this individual over the nation of Israel, he's going to be sitting there as a king, but he's not the king. He's not their king. He's a ruler. King means to rule. Okay. David is a prince. Yah is the king. But Yah is going to use David, right? Like he said, Ezekiel, hey, check this out. When you put it in your hand, hold it in your hand, and they ask you, what are you doing? You say, well, this is what Yah's going to do. He's going to do it in his hand. Okay. So Yah is using David with his hand to move the children of Israel to do what he wants them to do. Because the Yah is not a human being. He's not. So Yah's not coming in a human form to rule over us. He's going to use a human being, like he's used Moshe, like he used Yahushua, like he used David, like he used Pincus. He used a whole bunch of other people. You see? So he's going to get this shepherd king. And therefore, we need what they call flock mentality. Listen to these promises of Yah. I will make a covenant of peace with them, an everlasting covenant, and I will give to them increase, which is going back to Yosef, their numbers, and set my sanctuary among them forever. My home will be with them. So now Yah's giving us an idea that his intentions are, by grabbing the family, is so he can bring his home to us again. So let me ask you a question. Is Yah with us? Is he with us? Are we with him? How about that? Are we with him? No.
No.
That's what I was going to say. It doesn't appear that we are with him. Not yet.
Not yet. I will be their power. I will be their power. And they will be my people. The nations will know that I am Yahweh, who sets Israel's part as special, as unique. He consecrates us as this. When what? When my sanctuary is with them forever. That's when the nations are going to know that we're special to Yah. That's when they're going to know that we're unique to Yah. That's when they're going to know we're different. And we've been consecrated out of all the peoples on the earth. So let me ask you a question. Have you and I been consecrated in front of the people yet?
No.
No. Now, does that hurt our feelings? Yes. Does it make us feel bad? Yes. But guess what we should do? We should celebrate. You know why? Because Yah's telling us his promises. And we know that Yah never breaks his promises. You see? Shabbat Shalom. Do any of you have any questions in regards to the information that we've covered before I go into our cahoots?
Yes. Akiki David, I wanted to ask, what are you actually referring to when you say the subconscious mind? Is it the stomach?
Yes. It's
Okay.
all of our organs. So for example, the liver is the heaviest organ that we have in our body, right? And that's where the seat of the emotions in the kidneys, right?
Yeah, especially the kidneys, because I read a lot in the Psalms and somewhere a lot in our writings where our people like David always talk about the kidney. So I was always curious about why is the kidney coming up all the time?
Yes, it's the reins. It's the deepest part of us. That's where a lot of our emotions are, right? So
Right.
that's the reason why the Most High has always asked him, when you guys bring me the offerings, I want you to bring me this, this, and that. But I don't want the meat. I want the liver. I want the kidneys.
Right.
I want that. I want the deepest part of you, right? So David recognized that, and he said, because remember in chapter number 39, he asked the Most High, hey, what's my end? I want to know how, since my days are numbered, and I know that I only have a certain amount of time, tell me what it's going to be. Yah tells him what it's going to be in chapter number 40. That's why he prays Yah and said, oh, you open my eyes. I mean, my ears, you open my ears. You've dug deep on me, and you went down into my may you went into the deepest part of me, and you dug it out. And now that you've done that, now I can say, here I am. So David wasn't 100 with Yah. We see that by chapter number 51, where he says, creating me a clean heart, renewing me a right spirit, a steadiness of my spirit, because David recognized there were some things about him And Yah brought that out. And that's what he's doing to us. Me personally, I recognized like recently, like what Lucas just said, he put it up there. I'm a big boxing fan. Okay. I love boxing. Right. So I'm like, oh, I love boxing. And I love different sounds and music and all this kind of stuff, you know, that you talked about, Claudia. So, and I don't, like I told you guys, I don't spend my time doing what I thought was, bad stuff or looking at unclean thing. I don't do any of that kind of stuff. But I did notice something. I noticed that I spent a lot of time listening to other people, meaning like what they're doing, or listen to the news, or listen to this and listen to that, listen to boxing commentators and what they're talking about. And then I didn't put the pieces together until y'all showed me, like, okay, do you really want to approach me? It's like, yeah, I want to approach you. Well, do you? Like, yeah, I do. Okay. I want to approach you, but you got to understand something. I'm not human. So the idea that you think that it's okay to come and you got your own way of doing things, and it can't be like that. And that's what I'm trying to explain to all of us, is that if we want to approach the creator, then we have to give up not some stuff, all stuff. You can't just stop with your diet and you wearing your tzitzit. No, 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 no. It is deep. It's deep. Okay. So the things that occupy your time and where you spend your energy, and those people that I I've just downtime. I read my Torah. Don't get me wrong. I do my Hebrew. I do this. I pray. I do all that. But I did see some inconsistencies and some irregularities with me. I did see that. So my devotion towards Yah was up, down, a little bit up, down. It's like the stock market. And Yah's telling me, no. For you, no. Nuh-uh. You can't be like that. What do you mean I can't be like? No, the people that you like are idolaters. They're idolaters. They got Christmas in their background. No, listen. Your boxing commentator that you love so much, Showbiz the adult, he got Christmas trees in his background. He got on a Christmas hat. He's doing all kind of stuff. And y'all said, you see that? Yeah, idolatry. Oh, the boxers that you like, because they got a lot of skill and talent, they spend their lives. They don't read the Torah. They're not interested in me. They draw people's attention away from me. That's idolatry. They're idolaters. They're idolaters. You understand? So we need to accept the truth about what is going on. Okay? People's minds are being changed and altered because of the movies that they're watching and the shows that they have. They don't spend no time. But even if they did spend some time with Yah, it's not real time. It's not for real. It's just going through the motions. You see? So outside of that, I'm trying to fill in my day. Like, I did my Torah. I prayed. I did, okay, what am I going to do next? Go ahead, Sister Pam.
Is that to say then that the friends that we have who don't do Torah, they don't believe in Yahweh, or not to say they don't believe in Yahweh, they don't even know his name, Christians, in other words, should we let them go?
Yes, we should. And here's the deal. When it comes time for the day of judgment, are you going to have to let them go?
Yes.
Okay. That's what it is. Okay. I'm just telling you what I'm experiencing, right? I'm being transparent. I'm trying to find, since my disability, I've been trying to find things to do. And I said, okay, well, what can I, get a hobby or something? Listen, Yah's like, you're listening to people that hate me. They spend their whole life in their career training and all this kind of stuff. They're not interested in me. They're not glorifying me. Don't you know the danger of not glorifying the Most High? We don't know that because ain't nobody teaching it. Quad, do you want to share what we read or what we understand about what's going to happen to people that don't even acknowledge Yah? We read, go ahead. Go ahead, Quad.
Destruction?
Yeah. People that don't praise Yah, you guys, are going to get destruction. Because it's a crime not to worship Yah. That's what we ain't been told. Do you know it's a crime not to worship Yah? As a creation, it's a crime against him. We've never been told that we're going to have to take personal responsibility for our actions and our deeds, and everything that we're doing is recorded. When he made humanity, he made them to worship him. That's why he's so hard on nations and people, like if they worship another god. All the angels, all the Malachim, is the ones who have fallen away from him. They're in everlasting destruction. For us to be so simple-minded, think that there's no Malachim and there's nobody who's ever got out of line. Yah tells us, if the son doesn't go the course that I told it and it transgress, it's over. Everything follows what Yah says. So this idea that we're all of a sudden, you and I are going to escape. No. You and I are playing what they call Russian roulette. And we cannot afford to do that right now. So when Yah talks about being wholehearted, he's not talking about, well, you got rid of your so-called idol Christ, and now you think you're good. It's deeper than that. I'm telling you, Yah wants absolute total commitment. He doesn't want anything or anybody in your life that doesn't give him praise. Sorry, that's just what it is. Because when the destruction comes, okay, what does he tell us about if you found an idol and had silver and gold on it? He says, if you bring it into your house, what's going to happen to you?
Cut off.
You're going to get the same extermination and destruction that idol was supposed to get, because you brought it in your house. So what are you bringing in your house? You think it has to be an idol? You think it got to be an image with some gold on it? You and I are that dense, we can't see that? We're created beings that behold his image, that he said, this is the image I want to make them in. They're supposed to praise me. I gave them hands to praise me and give me thanks. And if we don't do that, we read it in Proverbs 28:3-4. It says, if you and I don't, if we praise the wicked or we forget the Torah, we praise the wicked. The righteous are supposed to be fighting these people. There's wicked people on the earth. And you and I are friends with them. Because Christianity told us, don't judge them. You're not their judge. Don't judge them. Don't judge them. That's not our place. No. You and I are supposed to take a stand and say, well, for me and my house, we're going to serve Yah. That's what it is. So you're going to have to give up some stuff. Listen, my day has changed. Okay. To be honest with you, there's no more boxing for me. Sorry. No. Yah has never said, well, you're in exile, you get to be on both sides. You get to play both sides. You get to be with them and you get to be with me at the same time. And then I'm just going to bring you out of there. And then I'm going to make things right with me and you. No. He said, when you're there, I'm going to find out if you're wholehearted with me. You need to understand that you're chosen. That's what you need to understand. If you knew that you were chosen to be set apart, that means to be completely different than these people. Completely. On the earth. No, you're going cult status now. You're going too far now. You're going way too far. No, I'm not. If you read what I read, if you would know what it means to be set apart. Well, David, you just told us that we're contaminated. Yeah, I know that. But I also know that Yah is testing you and I to find out which one of you guys are going to be wholehearted. 100%. Well, I'm not King David, so I don't have to be. No. Yes, you do. All Yah's people are supposed to be kadosh with that mindset. You're a separate flock than everybody else. How is he going to make a distinction between you and the rest of the people? Well, do you really think the righteous and the wicked are going to be in the same place? You really believe Yah looks at us the same? So if he looks at us differently, then why don't you and I look at us differently? Why don't we look at the wicked and call them what they are? They hate him. And right now, that's been accepted by us. Oh, it's okay. They just got to go through some changes. So let's give them the space to be part of our lives, and they blaspheme Yah. And we don't say nothing about it. Now, let me show you something. So you would not think, well, he's crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about. Akika has lost his mind. You know, the whole thing about this thing is he's just taking it too far. Let me show you two, and then we'll do our cahoots. This is important because we're talking about life, okay? I'm not talking about nothing else. I'm talking about life, all right? So the life here is this. Let me see. History. Let me see here.
Akika David, let me just
Yes.
tell you why I asked the question. Because I have always heard that people say that you should listen to your gut before your mind.
Yes,
So that's why that's why I brought up
yes.
Yeah.
Right. Perfect. That is true. That is that's your other mind. That's the mind. Let me show you guys some so you won't think that I'm crazy when I just told you what I told you. And I know, you know, a lot of people ain't gonna like it. You know, we're recording. I want it to stay recorded because I want people to know that Yah's not playing with us. Okay. And let them say whatever they want to say. Okay. Well, why did I do that? I want to go in English because if I go in English, it'll be easier for you to understand. I'm gonna read something to you, and then you tell me what you should do. That's all. Okay. So, and I want you to really hear what he's saying. Okay. So in Psalms chapter number, come on. Let me read this to you right quick. All right. So you won't think that I've lost my mind and I'm off from my rocker. Okay. It's kind of like having to give up certain foods. All right. Come on. Why is it misbehaving? So slow. All right. So, all right, here we go. So Psalms chapter number 50, right? And I'm gonna go through it right quick. I hope you don't mind. It's about life. It's about your life. Okay. So here's what it says. Context. The mighty one, Elohim Yahweh, is speaking. He's summoning the world from the east. Okay. East to west. Out of Zion, the perfection of beauty, Elohim is shining forth. Our Elohim is coming, and he's not staying silent. Remember that part. He's not staying silent. With a fire devouring ahead of him, and a great storm is raging around him. He calls to the heavens above in order to judge his people. Gather to me, my faithful, those who have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. The faithful there is called Chesed. They're the pious ones. They're the ones who are devoted to Yah. Okay, so they're devoted. The heavens proclaim his righteousness, for God or Elohim himself is judge. Listen, my people, I'm speaking, Yisrael, I'm testifying against you, I, Yahweh, your Elohim. I'm not rebuking you for your sacrifices, okay? Or your burnt offerings are always before me. So when David said what he said earlier today, that you don't want them, he said, no, that wasn't what David was talking about. He says, I have no need for a bull from your farm or a male goat from your pens. For all the forest creatures are mine already, and all the animals on 1,000 hills. I know all the birds in the mountains, and whatever moves in the fields is mine. If I were hungry, I would tell you. The world is mine and everything in it. Okay? Question, do I eat the flesh of bulls and goats? Right? No. Or drink the blood of goats? No. Offer thanksgiving as your sacrifice. That's all I want from you is thanksgiving. Raise your hands up. Pay your vows. Whatever came out your mouth, you pay your vow to the Most High. And call on me when you're in trouble, and I will deliver you. Remember, he's talking to his people, and you will honor me. Okay? But to the wicked.
Your breakfast?
But put your device on mute, please. But to the wicked.
I don't think so.
Could you put your device on mute,
That's
please?
okay. You can't eat lox with French toast.
Rivqua, can you put your device on mute, please? Thank you. So, lost my train of thought. But Yah says to the wicked, hear this. Yah says to the wicked, what right do you have to proclaim my laws or take my covenant on your lips? The wicked he's talking to is his people. Okay? That's who he's talking to. Remember, I'm proclaiming to my people. I'm going to judge them. What right do you have to proclaim my laws or take my covenant on your lips? When you so hate to receive instruction, Torah, and you fling my words behind you, you throw whatever I said behind your back. You don't do what I'm asking you. When you see a thief, this is the part I want you to see. When you see a thief, you join up with him. This is what the wicked do. You throw in your lot with adulterers. Okay, so you make your abiding in your environment, your atmosphere, they're part of it. Okay. You give your mouth free rein for evil and harness your tongue to deceit. You sit and speak against your family members and you slander your own mother's son. Okay. When you do such things, should I stay silent? Going back to verse number 3, this is the reason why I'm coming. I'm not going to stay silent. You may have thought I was just like you, but I will rebuke and indict you to your face. Now, final. Consider this, you who forget Elohim, or I will tear you to pieces, and no one to save you, with no one to save you. Whoever offers thanksgiving as his sacrifice honors me, and him who goes the right way, I will show the salvation of Elohim. Case in point, Yah is telling us that just like I'm telling them, I'm not going to stay silent. These people that hate me, that you don't even know, because I haven't did the excavation on them. You should know that I haven't done the excavation on them. Sister Claudia, your hands up. What do you want to?
Oh no, I made a comment already regarding the guts. Yes.
Yeah, perfect. So
Thank
Sister
you.
Pam, so to answer your question, everybody else is listening.
Yes.
If they're not following Yah, that means, do you think that their second mind has been excavated?
No.
No. If Yah hasn't excavated our second mind, do you think we're following Yah wholeheartedly?
No.
No. If you and I are not existing to do what pleases him because we're his servants, has Yah excavated us?
No.
No. That's how clear cut it is. There is no, I'm just going to take your children. I'm just going to, because you love me, I'm going to accept your kids. No. No, 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 no. No. Whoever sins against Yah is the one that's going to die. That's the message. Ezekiel 18, verse number 1, 2, and 3. Both the parent and the child's life belong to me equally. It's he that sinneth against me is the one that's going to die. So don't you think for 1 minute that these people that are in your life that hate Yah is going to escape Yah. You've already given them counsel, you've given them wisdom, and they don't have nothing to do with your Elohim. This is what Yah is looking for. Prove it. Prove it. Akika. Did he not use the Levites to kill the people that had another idol in their hearts?
I don't think it's, I would throw it away.
Do we understand? Do we understand?
Yes.
Okay. So this nice, soft, comfortable message, give you a nice Shabbat service. You going to live the rest of your week out the way that you and I thought we should be living? No. No. They're not going to make it. There's no benefit whatsoever. The Most High told us through the Torah this week, you guys better be careful how you approach the master and your father. You better come with integrity. Dawid told us, even in that same course, that I want to know what my end is. The end is I have to get that second mind dealt with. I have to be cognitive enough to know I got to get this dealt with. Because if I never get that second mind dealt with, I'm never going to do anything that pleases Yah. That's what I wanted to tell you today. Call me crazy, call me whatever, call me compassionate, call me whatever. I'm telling you today, unless you and I are saying, here I am, we're not pleasing Yah, and he's not going to accept you. He's not. He's not going to accept us. I'm just telling it to you. Yes, Sister Pam.
Is that okay? I don't really know how to state this. I'll try my best. So, and not to be redundant, but the people who are in our lives that don't believe as we believe, we should not have them in our lives. And is that also to say that any extracurricular activity we should put aside? Like you said, you like boxing, but not anymore. Or does that include anything we might like? Like I could like playing cards.
I'm telling you this. I'm going to tell you this. Okay. I'm going to tell you what Dawid said. All right. I'm going to tell you what he said. Let's make it plain so we can all get an understanding that this is what he says. Blessed are those who reject the advice of the wicked. They don't stand on the way of sinners or sit where the scoffers sit. Their delight is in Yahweh's Torah, and on his Torah they meditate day and night. They are like trees planted by streams. They bear fruit in their season. Their leaves never wither. Everything they do succeeds. Not so the wicked, who are like the chaff which the wind driveth away. For this reason, the wicked shall not stand up to the judgment, nor sinners at the gathering of the righteous. For Yahweh watches over the righteous, but the way of the wicked is doomed. Now, the answer to your question is this. Dawid said that I'm not going to sit at the table with nobody that hates my Elohim. That's what Dawid said. Okay. That's a different type of mindset. Okay. Now, there's things that we do, family members we're part of, can't get around that. Okay. You really can't. You can't. That's just what it is. Okay. I would say this, you're going to have to pray to Yah. You're going to have to ask him, have him tell you what it is. Ask him the question. And then let him answer it. Because he's going to be the one who's going to tell you. You don't want to hear from what a man has to say. You want to hear what Yah has to say. If Yah has moved, because Yah ain't no man told me to do what I'm doing right now. And guess what? Yah did not twist my arm and force me to say, no, you got to give up boxing if you want to be with me. He didn't do that. Guess what he showed me? He said, I want to be close to you. I want to be close to you. I want you to be able to approach me, but you can't approach me like that. Not if you want to get close to me. Now, if you want to stay on the outskirts and you want to have a distant kind of thing, then that's up to you. But if you want to get close to me, you can't do that. You can't spend your time like that. You can't, because those people hate me. So I don't want you around them, period. Anybody that has disdain for Yah, I have disdain for them. I hate those who hate Yah. That's my answer. Okay. That's what it is. Now, sometimes I do got to go to places I don't want to go. Like, that's like saying, well, that means a restaurant that you go to, right? There's a whole bunch of people there that are sinners and they're eating unclean and everything. Are you just separating yourself and nothing to do with nobody? No. I can still go to restaurants and stuff, but I don't go with people that I don't, who don't follow what y'all's talking about. I'm not spending time with people like that.
Okay.
I'm not. That's it. And if you really want to get verification, ask them a question. Ask them how they feel about Yah. Ask them if they like to come to a study. Ask them if they like to show up on Shabbat. Ask them if they would like to spend time with you and go over some scriptures. And then you'll find out whether or not you want to spend time with them.
Okay.
Yeah, put them to the test. See if they're worthy of your time.
Yeah.
Because Yah does. I want to see if you really want to be with me, let's see if you really want it. I'm not going to twist your arm. So then after you find out that they really don't want to have nothing to do with you and your Elohim, then you'll know.
Okay.
I'm not going to sit here and play cards with you, but when I mention Yah's name, you're offended now. But you're not offended when you're flipping those aces or nothing. You ain't tripping there. You're having a good time. But what we're talking about here is life, okay? So people who take life serious like me and my wife and Rivka and the rest of you, we need to understand something. The level that you and I are on right now is high level. You sin against Yah, it's over for you. That's what it is. There's a catalog of crimes being written against you. So what do I look like? Hanging out with people that hate Yah. Now, my brother called me last night, telling me some good news about himself, right? Did I come off, hey, I don't have nothing to talk to you about? Click. No. My conversation with him is limited. I'm like, he called me, I'll pick up the phone. Hey, how are you? That's it. But in terms of engagement, no. Can you have a relationship? Yeah. Hey, how are you? Good. Because I do that with strangers. The wicked are always going to be around you. The bottom line is don't entertain them. That's what it is. Just don't entertain them. If you got to go to an event, you're going to the event because you want to go to the event. When they're there, hey, how are you doing? Don't mention nothing about Yah or nothing. Just keep it moving.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. That's it. So entertainment purposes, me personally, I don't want to entertain people that hate my creator.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it in the past, but it's like family stuff. Hey, how are you? Blah, blah, nice to meet you. It's good to see you guys. Da, 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 da. Go to this, go to that. Yeah, you can still do things. Don't. This is not, you're around these people. So I'm not saying you can't have any friends. I'm saying that don't entertain, let them take up your time with you if they don't value your Elohim. That's what it is. Try to find others to do something with besides someone who's of like mind, right? Because remember I told you we have flock mentality.
Yes.
So so if you're in this flock, you and I can't be vacillating between those two opinions. Not that we don't know the Yah is Yah, but for some reason or another, and it's hard for us because we're like the only ones out here to get this. I got big family. I got nieces and nephews and cousins and uncles and aunts and all this kind of stuff. But like I told you, I spoke some Hebrew at my mother's funeral, and my aunt stopped talking to me. I never did nothing to this woman. And after 50-something years, she decided not to talk to me because I read Hebrew over my mother's grave, over her service.
Hmm.
Now, is she being just towards me? No, I guess I should be a Christian, huh? And be forgiving and, oh, well, she just don't know. No, not at all. You don't talk to me because what? No, because I choose a different lifestyle. So now I'm no good anymore. Don't work like that. So guys, just go through your life this week. Do some inventory to ask Yah, are you satisfied? Are you happy? Are you in anything with me? Open me up and go to that deep place in me and help bring that out so I can say, here I am. I want to be close. And that's right there in Psalms 40. Do your research, search it for yourself so you can internalize it yourself. That Yah is trying to do something in us so we can say, here I am. We haven't said that yet. We literally haven't. We've been saying, I still got my plans. and you have your plans. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to mesh my plans with your plans so we can be together. And y'all saying, no, you ain't going to be able to mesh your plans with my plans. You're not. Don't even try it, because your plans and your ways are not my ways. Your thoughts are not my thoughts. Don't come in and try to merge what you're doing to fit my plan for you. Would you say, Lucas? What Lucas say?
Okay.
Lucas says, so basically, use the nations, but don't let them use you unless. Yes! There it is in a nutshell. That's called strategy. That's exactly what I'm saying. You and I have to be up on that. You know, when you're a Christian, you're ready to fight everybody for Christ. Now that you're a Yah, you ain't gonna open your mouth? You ain't saying nothing? No. No. We have to be able to stand our ground, and we're gonna have to be honest with Yah, and because of this relationship we have with him. Okay.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now let me get a Rivka's thing, because she took some time. It's only a few minutes. I want you guys to share. Today's the Shabbat. So enjoy your Shabbat by participating